Welcome to Queer Coded Country, where yeehaw meets yes, queen.
A podcast about growing up in the South and realizing that it's pretty dang queer. I'm Tucker.
And I'm Hunter.
And Hunter, I have to say, I think you're looking a little bit older.
Wait.
Wiser. I meant wiser.
Whoa. I am 15
going on 17
or 16.
Yeah.
I don't know numbers or math or
okay.
reading. Well, I am looking older
Yep.
because I did turn a year older.
Yes.
And I'm actually wearing a birthday gift that I got from Blake and Molly, my little slippers.
We are comfy cozy tonight because, as you know, life has been lifing. The girls have been on hiatus, and we are truly just getting cozy and catching up tonight.
We're catching up because, you know, when life happens fast.
Yep.
I think there's a proper quote about like something on
it's
that.
from Ferris Bueller. When life happens fast. Life happens fast if you...
Flast.
Life happens fast.
You don't give up a luck when life's happening flast.
No, it's... life happens fast. If you blink, you might miss it. Which
and
is
honey,
in everybody's senior year book.
Oh my
quote.
God. We don't even have enough time for that.
Pin that for a future episode, yearbook.
Bitch, you were definitely on yearbook.
I wanted to be, but I wasn't. And we'll save that for the episode when
You
we
were
talk
overbooked.
about it. Yeah.
Anyway, it
So
has
you're
been a minute.
30th floor.
I'm on the floor.
Yep.
By the glory hole that's right behind
Honey.
you.
Always.
Yeah, it was my birthday. You know, here's the thing. People I kept saying this to people, like, I'm not precious about my birthday.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh my God, you? And I'm like, here's the thing. It should be against the law to have to remember everyone's birthday
I'm
and
so
make
bad
it
at
a
it.
big deal. Listen, I love that my friends were born.
Yep.
I love that people were born.
Yep.
I love birth. I hate kids, but I love birth.
Yep. Yeah. No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Okay. You're tracking.
Without birth, we wouldn't be able to have birthed this podcast because if you were born, we wouldn't have the friendship.
And
thus
thank
the podcast.
God we were born. And all of that to say, I'm not precious about my birthday and people remembering or like making it a big deal. We did have a lovely dinner.
Yep.
Kate and Blake and Molly surprised me and put together a little group, and it was like lovely. And of course, we were animals,
Of course.
as we always are. But I'm not precious about my birthday for other people. But like, what I realized is that like during my birthday week, I will make any excuse to spend money on myself. So you may also notice that my face is very red. For
It's
those of you watching,
a little tinted.
That's why I'm wearing the glasses. I'm trying to shield some of it.
Yep.
Because I went to my girl Sienna.
Yep.
Sienna.
Shout out to her.
Oh my God. She's an icon.
Yep.
She just opened her own place, Sienna Lily Aesthetics, in Manhattan. And so I was like, oh, it's time. I needed my Botox done anyway. And while I was there, we did some other things, you know, pow, pow, pow.
Yeah.
I was like, baby, I want to look 14, not 34.
Well, you're on your way.
So I spent a great day with her. And also, I'm laughing now because I have these sunglasses on and I'm super red. You know, I have also gone to Beauty Lab.
Yes.
Heather Gay took me out for my 30th birthday.
Hello.
You know, that was a whole thing. And I remember one time I was like, I go in and out. I'm like, you know, I do love to like have a little like grinder hookup with the like Mormon men who are cheating on their wife.
Yes.
Like, I love that.
Yes.
I'm into that. I'm like, I can please you in a way that you could never fathom. Like, honey, your garments are coming off.
Oh, the garments.
The garments. So I'm in and out usually. And one day I had to like change my flight and I'd done like a vampire facial, my lips, like all of this shit. And I went straight to the airport
to come visit me in Dallas. I remember this. I have an iconic photo that Sammy will edit in where your lips are plumped for the gods.
So I had planned it to where I can show up at the airport, I get on the plane, and I'm going. There was a 4-hour delay, and I'm covered in my own blood from the vampire facial.
Icon.
My lips are swollen, and I'm sitting in this airport, and I'm walking down I'm like walking to the gate, and you know, people were like noticing this.
something's
off. And someone was like, hey, are you okay? And like, I'm such a cunt. I was like, oh, actually, I'm an Olympic skier and I was just going so fast down the mountain. I'm windburned, baby. I'm just windburned.
Absolutely. You were getting your Park City slopes on.
Yes. But no, I love to treat myself for my birthday.
As you should.
I got a massage.
Love it.
And we know
about the massages.
We know about my massage. Honey, he treats me right.
Absolutely.
Gets me tight, loose, all of the things. We love him.
We support.
And then because I hadn't spent enough money on myself and I hadn't treated myself enough, I bought a core item for my Cowboy Carter outfit.
Which the girl is touring and it is impossible for me to steer clear of the spoilers.
And here's the thing. I've let myself see some of the fashions.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure I'm on theme.
Yep.
Right. And
I think you're going to be based on what you told me.
I think I am too. And I was really stoned the other night and I was like, knowing that like all of the gays, all of the theys, all of the girls, like everyone's going to be searching for their outfit. And like mine is like from a professional bull riding site.
Oh,
and
honey.
I don't know if the algorithm will take other people there and I'm going to be one of hundreds in what I'm going to wear or if I'm going to be unique.
I literally was waiting for a moment for me to do that. So I'm pissed that you took it.
Okay, well, honey, do it. Tell me I'm unique.
Unique?
That's what I am.
So literally, I cannot wait for Cowboy Carter. It's going to be so good. It's going to be, are you going to wear your sash?
No.
You're not. See, we have the memorabilia. That's why I feel like
but do you know how many people are gonna be in the sash? Like, we're unique.
Yeah,
I'm going deep cut country roots, but also on theme. Also, maybe ass mostly out. Also, maybe we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I have a vision.
Okay.
And I am also avoiding spoilers.
I'm trying
but I'm paying
really
attention
hard
to the fashions to make sure that I'm on theme. I owe it to our deity.
Yeah.
I owe it to her to show up and show out, especially because I'm going to be in the pit and I hope that she spits on me in the pit.
Oh
Spit
my
in
God.
the pit, honey.
Well, okay, what song are you like most excited to hear from
Two
Cowboy
Hands to
Carter?
Heaven.
2 Hands to Heaven.
You know that my whole life, Dangerously in Love was my number one Beyonce. And again, for those of you who maybe haven't heard the episode where I talked about this before, I have been a fan of Beyonce since November 28th, 1998, when Destiny's Child appeared on Smart Guy, episode Destiny Fulfilled. She went to prom with them.
Yes.
And so I'm deep in it, right? And Dangerously in Love was early. It was actually on Destiny's Child album.
Yeah, you're
then
right.
It was her debut solo album. That has been my favorite. But when I heard Two Hands to Heaven, I had an out-of-body experience. I cried, I sobbed, and so I will probably spontaneously combust when that plays.
I'm manifesting it now. A Miley appearance.
Shut the fuck up.
2 Most Wanted, because I would absolutely love it. I love that song so much. And even if Miley doesn't come out, I hope we hear it.
Oh my God. No jump
Don't
in the
tell
gun,
us. Don't DM us and tell us what's happening.
If you spoil the set list, we will block you from everything in our lives.
So obviously that's what's coming up. We're catching up tonight.
We're catching up.
So tonight is really an extended
How's Your Mom
and Them.
It is an extended How's Your Mom and Them. It is going to be us reconnecting.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't seen you in like a long ass time.
And we don't talk anymore because we're like, well, what if we need to talk about it on the podcast?
Exactly. Yeah, we keep it to ourselves.
Like, no. Save it. But also, we talked about my birthday.
Yep.
The real How's Your Mom and Them, it was also another holiday, Easter. And you were home.
She has risen.
Surin has risen.
Yes, honey.
You were home with your mom and him.
Yes.
And I need to know about it.
Back in the country, back in Arkansas. And honestly, I have not been back in a minute. And it really was reconnecting to my roots, honey. And it was in a good way, especially like marrying like New York life after like having just lived here or just moved here and like really like immersing myself in that and like trying to marry that with my background and my history and my heritage and everything. And it really was a good life lesson about not forgetting where you came from.
Bitch. And if there's anything that this is helping us do, it's not forget where we came from.
Yep.
And also give us reclamation of parts of where we came from and speak on things that we didn't before or whatever. So like, I love that for you. You know, I'm done with home for a while.
Of course.
Sorry, Stace, but you know, not my journey right now, but I love that. So like, how was it?
Okay, so Easter, you forget how much frivolity and how much like celebration people do show up and show out for Easter.
Right.
So my cousin is an ag pilot. And so one of the festivities this year was an egg drop. And so at the
cost of eggs were dropped.
Well, honey, people are dying potatoes.
I'm sorry to your cousin, but I had to.
Well, get ready. It wasn't like a proper egg drop. It was the Easter eggs, honey, with like what's within.
The plastic.
Yes, of course.
Oh.
So he, at the country club over the driving range, he flew over, blew smoke to let everybody know that he was there, and then came back around and dropped from his hopper 700 Easter eggs packed with candy for the kids. And it was literally so cool to see something like that. And I was just like, damn, like having fun with what you do and your profession is so cute. And everybody was living for it. And I reconnected with some old high school friends that I hadn't seen in forever.
Are they listening to the pod?
They might be. Hey. But it was really just fun to like see part of that married with like what we've been going through now.
Of course. I mean, listen, I think like Easter, I just always think about like he is risen. Like I'm always like, he is risen.
Yeah, very serious.
I'm a cunt and also not, you know, religious. And I kept airdropping because, you know, on Easter Sunday, everyone's posting their whole family.
You were doing another drop.
Honey, I was dropping something. And on Easter, everyone is posting their family and their Easter pastels and whatever. And I kept just airdropping photos of people's family photos to Brian.
Update.
Because some of it is scary. You know, and like the captions can be scary. Right. Especially for someone with religious trauma. But then I was like literally thinking about it. And I was like, honestly, though, like, Jesus was like an OG influencer. Like he literally was like an OG influencer. I mean, talk about dead on a Friday, famous by Sunday. Like,
I mean, hello,
honey, like he really had an impact. Jesus
went viral,
bitch. Too viral.
And what I will say about the conversation around Jesus is I'm seeing a lot of people cluing in to tapping in and be like, Jesus actually was the set of values that people actually should have about like having a friend that's a hooker, washing people's feet. Like those are the values that people actually need to have rather than tapping into the monoculture of religion and hate that
Christian nationalism, honey.
Well,
let's
that's
call
a
it
whole
white Christian nationalism.
But it really was a reminder to me around that time, around some people having the conversation about we should be more like Jesus and less about like larger Christianity that people
have ruined,
ruining
as
the world as an excuse for hate. Anyway,
okay, so holidays gone.
Checked.
We did it. Check. What else has been going on? I mean, I've been on the road, but also...
Honey, I've been joining gay kickball.
Of course you have.
I know.
And let me just say, from a gay volleyball player to a gay kickballer, you are made for that. Gay sports leagues, honey, are cutthroat. They're social. They're fun. There are a lot of things, but they are made for someone like yourself. And I want to know, because we actually truly,
Yeah, we haven't.
The only thing I know about your experience with gay kickball is that I was texting you ideas for the podcast the other day or something, and you responded back and you're like, LOL, can't respond, drunk at gay kickball, be back later. Like, that's all I know, which tells me you're having a good time, and I want to know more about it.
Exactly. We were at dinner after a game, and I was reading your text that you had sent me, and someone on the kickball team said, "Girl, that's a novel." And I was like, I know, I got to put a pin in this.
Okay, so to be clear, the way that I communicate to Tucker and the way that we've always communicated, and especially about the podcast, is sometimes I just get a stroke of genius.
Yep, honey, something.
Creativity strikes, and I'll send him like 92 text messages in a row that are just my like afternoon Adderall hitting stream of consciousness thoughts. And that's what I had done, and you were drunk, and I got clocked for it.
But which is okay. But honestly, it's been so much fun, and I was doing it because I want to meet new people. Obviously, I'm still relatively new to the city, so I wanted to meet new people, make friends, and it really is so much fun. And I was inspired by you because you do the gay volleyball league, and I've seen the benefits of that. So much so that I volunteered to be chairwoman. I'm social chair for my team. So I'm responsible for happy hours and gatherings and get-togethers.
This is your Sigma Chi social chair moment, but honey, for gay kickball.
Well, it's so funny because for so long, I was so social and loved setting up things. But then I, for some reason, got a weird anxiety around setting up things because it felt like if I set it up, I set the place, I set the time, and that people didn't show.
And you don't have a cheese board.
Or, well, honey, if you don't have the whole thing, it is a failure. Not really. But that was my mindset. And so since I've been doing that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to push myself and try to step out and
get
do
out
the
of
things.
Your comfort zone.
So, honey, social chair, setting up the happy hour, setting up the gatherings.
Can I come or
that
no?
That is queer coded.
It's so queer
wanting
coded.
to like, well, it's literally like what you said about the cheese boards, like me wanting to set up the party.
It is directly giving you the opportunity to join what we could call gay fraternity that is gay kickball and be the social chair that Sigma Chi didn't deserve.
100%.
And that is on thriving.
Yes.
And I say it to everyone. I've caught up with some old friends. I've been around. Everyone asks how you're doing. The bitch is thriving. Never been better.
Thank you.
I look at you and your glow. I said this to you when we were FaceTiming in Arizona.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, Tucker, you look good. You look happy. Like everything looks good. And your hair and your mustache.
Thank you.
I mean, Brian famously is like, if I had met Tucker first. And I'm like, well, who said Tucker would have wanted your anxious ass? Sorry to Brian.
No comment. But it's been really fun. And the last thing I'll say about that is our iconic name. We were inspired. We were assigned like a pop diva for our like name. So we came up with our pop diva was Tate McRae. Her fans are called Tater Tots.
Well, we love a cheesy tater tot from Sonic.
Yeah, exactly. We were like, let's be the Tater Tots. And then someone said, let's be the Tater Thoughts. And so our whole theme has been just thoughtiness, which obviously...
You're thriving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so much fun.
I love the gay kickball journey for you.
It's fun.
I'm honestly probably never going to make it to a game, but...
You don't need to come to the games. We're second right now, by the way, by 1 point.
Oh, well, I've been at the top and the bottom of the volleyball league, and right now we're at the bottom.
Well, that's all right.
But...
what else have you been up to?
Well, honey, I've been on the road.
You've been globe-trotting.
I've been globe-trotting. So I had to go to Arkansas for work, which, got to catch up with people, do the whole... the little gay tap dance is what I call it,
I mean, honestly.
Shuffle steps in and shuffle steps out.
Right on out.
But then I went to Milan with Brian or Brianna of Houston.
Which I haven't even asked you about it because maybe I was saving it for
rude.
this. Yeah, honestly, because I don't care.
We've been busy. Yeah. We've been kickballing. We've been celebrating that he is risen and fallen and an influencer.
Yeah.
We've been busy.
Okay, give me like what was the highlight of Milan?
Okay, so we'll first went to Milan with Brianna.
Yeah.
He is on his interior design, furniture design, like following his passions. Like he has always been obsessed with architecture. He's been obsessed with furniture and design. He has
great taste. I'll just say it right here.
I mean, he has taste.
Yeah.
And I have taste.
Yeah.
And he has taste by having me as his partner.
I mean,
that's
period.
called taste.
That is taste.
But no, it's funny because I love nicknames.
Yeah.
Obviously, Brianna of Houston is one of them. Brykia. Anna read him to filth one day because I was like over at his apartment and she FaceTimed me and he had like this like pile of like IKEA furniture or like not even it was just like all this shit and she was like, God damn, Hunter, you got wiped up with a TaskRabbit. I was like
honey, I love a TaskRabbit.
Yeah, well, we love tasks and and errands. But anyway, so I have all these nicknames, but the one that the most recent is Bray Eye. Because his brain is AI.
Yeah.
Like I can barely read and he only reads. Like so we went the way that he knows, like if you look at a piece of furniture, I'm like, oh my God, that's beautiful. He's like, well, this was the origin of the design and this is how they adapted it and this is the function. I'm like, you are like an encyclopedia of this shit. So it's in his brain. It has been forever. He's like always been obsessed with it. And so he's like following this passion. He's starting this business. And so I just went along as the junior professional.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what he signed me up as for the conference because it was like Milan.
Your Vanna White. Yeah. Of his Vanna White.
You watched.
Yeah. Oh, honey. Brian, just know I was clicking through every tile on your story.
So it was like Milan Design Week, which is like what I equated to like the fashion week of furniture.
Yeah.
So it was really fun.
Yeah.
He called me his junior professional and he would like literally like slap his leg to like tell me to come.
Of course.
Whatever. And I'm like, I'm playing pretend. I'm just there to like, dick around.
Yeah.
Right. But we had a really good time. I smoked so many Vogue Slims.
Oh, honey.
There is nothing better than a Vogue Schlim on a little patio.
A cigarette.
They're not even patios. Like literally,
really.
It's just
creme de la creme.
There's nothing better. I smoked a lot of those. Had a good time. But the highlight of my trip, we went to this vintage store, and they had. Bray Eye is still gonna look into this. It's on his to-do list. But there was this vintage Gucci bag that was a limited edition. I think it's from the 50s or 60s. Based on initial early findings. I'm not facts-based, but he is.
He was informing you.
It literally has like the most beautiful design. It's a trunk. You open it, there's like leather compartments, a built-in mirror.
Honey.
I saw it and I was like, I'm supposed to not be spending money. I'm when
in Milano,
I bought the bag. So the highlight of my trip was the vintage store and all the money that I spent. But it was also fun.
Yeah.
It's funny. One of my friends responded to all the Instagram stories and was like, you're a trad show wife, like a trad wife, but a trad show wife. Because I was like carrying the bags, like gassing him up, like whatever. Someone was like, oh, are y'all
assisting? Yeah. You were junior
They were like,
assisting.
oh, like, do you work together? I was like, I'm his assistant.
Yeah.
I'm his assistant. I'm just taking notes.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Being inspired.
It was fun. And then we came back and went straight to Arizona. So his parents live in Arizona. He was dog sitting while they were in Greece. I was like, I wouldn't hate to work.
So there is in Arizona?
There is no Arizona. Do you know that I can't get that song out of my head when I'm there?
Such a good song.
It literally, I look around and all I hear is that song.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. Listen, let me be honest. Arizona's fucking scary for two gay men.
Oh.
Like, there were
Republican
Trump
Central
Nation parades. Like, baby, he won. What are we doing? You got what you wanted. We're ruining the whole world and the economy. Why do you need to be on the side of the road waving these goddamn flags? So, like, it was a little scary.
Yeah.
A little scary, but there were some bright spots.
Yeah.
We went to this place called like the Treasure Trove or Arizona, whatever, vintage store. Again, I'm in my vintage store
you're
era.
thrifting.
Bitch, the way that this is set up is that there were like booths and it's like people that feature their shit in their booth. And as a hoarder, I saw my future in that.
Honey, I'm not going to comment on it.
Be there. But no, we had a good time. I got to catch up with an old friend and this is the sweetest thing ever. I caught up with an old friend and I was hanging out with her son who's like 3 or 4. and they also have a newborn. And he wanted to show me around the apartment, or not the apartment. I said apartment. A gorgeous, stunning mid-century modern house. And he took me to his sister's bedroom and he was like, and this is her closet and these are her pajamas and these are her dresses and these are her bows and whatever. And I was like, hey, babe.
Yeah.
I see it.
I'm clocked in.
I'm locked in. And talking with her, she was like, oh my God, like, we just want him to be whatever he wants to be.
Yeah.
This is the same friend that once when I was like, what are y'all going to name the baby? She was like, we don't know. I mean, we don't know what he's going to want to be called. We don't know what, like this is just like.
This is an icon.
Yeah, this is like something that needs to be like that we need to give him until he determines who he wants to be.
Right.
And I just want to shout out to all of the queer-coded moms that are like that, because that was such a beautiful experience. And just catching up with her alone was like beautiful. So there were some bright spots. And there was one moment that will be burned into my brain forever. You know, I have ADHD, asphyxiation.
Oh. Didn't know.
Well, my current one is Tracy Chapman.
Yes.
And we've always been fans of Tracy Chapman because when we lived together, you had a 6-disc Tower CD player
from Sharper Image,
not
founded in Arkansas. By the way,
I never knew it was from Sharper Image.
Yes, Arkansas company.
An Arkansas company.
I will not let that go.
And so the first CD that was in there was Tracy Chapman. This album, so this album means a lot to us. But I'm listening to it now again, and there's a whole episode we can do on the relevance of what she wrote about 35 years ago for today. But Mountains of Things is this song that just like struck me. And there was this moment where I was a little fucked up, just like looking out into the desert. Like I thought the desert was my orchestra.
I mean,
and I was like looking out, vibing, dancing to Tracy Chapman. And it's one of those moments that I'll never forget. And it's a song that I'll never forget. And I don't have enough time to go into all of the reasons that I love it, but also know that how my mom and them have been is in it with Tracy Chapman.
I mean, honey, you know I love Tracy Chapman. I do still think that my number one song of all time is Fast Car by Tracy Chapman.
I mean,
which is iconic. And I do love that it's had a resurgence recently, but I want the A1s from day one to know about Tracy Chapman. And if you ever heard that on adult contemporary radio, probably while Delilah was playing, fucking know my lore.
But it goes back to like, I'm experiencing Tracy Chapman a decade later.
Right.
Multiple decades later, because I actually heard Tracy Chapman for the first time in the backseat of my Grammy's car.
I mean, it's always in a car because it's on the radio.
Yes. And so, you know, I mean, an icon. She's an icon.
Yes.
That we love.
Yeah.
And that we look up to. Yeah. And that's kind of the end of the Arizona trip. Like, that's what I'm looking at. And
if we're going to talk about icons, I'd love to tell you a story about how I recently ran into an icon.
Wait. Did you have your first New York celebrity sighting? Have you had any New York celebrity
sightings? I've had amazing celebrity sightings. JVN, Andy Cohen.
Gay celebrity sightings.
Yeah, Coleman Domingo, as of recently.
Oh my God, did you get hard? Because I
Damien from Mean Girls. Yeah, I've had a lot. I'm observant, mama.
Honey, you're looking out. You're in the streets.
Yes, I'm watching.
Looking out.
So John and I had a night out last weekend where we went out on a Saturday. We were outside. And
in the streets.
It's
that time of year in New York where everyone's in the streets because it's finally warm.
Gorgeous. So we go to brunch, and from across the street, I see somebody in a gray pea coat, black slacks, tiny tinted glasses, and a beanie on with straight gray hair. And I'm like, oh my God, John. Diane Keaton.
No!
She comes up a little closer. She's not Diane Keaton, but she was iconic nonetheless. And if you want to really, speaking of other people that speak to my lore, Diane Keaton.
Well, honey, Father of the Bride Part 1 and 2, I can quote start to finish.
But Diane Keaton is such a part of my life, and I knew it was not her from the jump, but I could not. We were like drunk kikiing at brunch, you know, having a fun Sunday fun day. Anyway, it was amazing. We're still joking about it. there are other icons that I have mistaken before.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to go there. Because I was about to put you on blast.
I've gotten over it.
Because this is a pattern that you have. And maybe it's wishful thinking, but
based on my hey,
you have a track record of this.
Honey, I'm looking out. Based on my celebrity sightings list, I am observant. I'm looking for people who look like other people. I'm looking for the real deal. Okay. I'm clocking them.
All right, well, let's speak.
Let me talk about one time where I kind of clocked somebody. So it's 2015, 2016. It's Super Bowl 50. And Super Bowl 50.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl 50, I think. And I'm in Roundup in Dallas, my favorite bar of all time. And I see pink hat, white long hair, and it is none other than Stephanie Germanotta.
I was about to
Lady
say
Gaga.
Stephanie.
And everybody in the bar is like taken aback and like, what? And like, no, truly. And someone next to me goes, is that Lady Gaga? And I was like, I don't know. I can't really tell. And then I rushed over and they were leaving. And as people were starting to rush towards each other going, Stephanie, we have to go. Are you
happy to be in Paris?
Happy to be in Paris.
Beyonce, sorry.
Close. And so the Super Bowl's in Houston. I'm like, Gaga's crazy enough that she'll just come to Dallas and Roundup where she's been before the gay club. And she's so crazy. And so I run over, snap a picture with her, post it to Instagram and say, I don't know if this is Lady Gaga or not, but I'm freaking out. And so they run out. We go to the other bar, S4, like an hour or so later.
Honey, I've had some times there.
And then I realize I'm like, this is probably not Lady Gaga, but I'm just drunk enough that I am going to need to say something. So I go up to her pretty much knowing it's not her, but I'm like, if it is her and my eyes are just askew, I can't not have this moment. And so I go up to her and I go, I just want you to know you changed my life.
I've heard this story.
It's so embarrassing.
So many times.
It's so embarrassing.
Old because also, you probably made her night.
I shot my shot. You
did. And we will continue to shoot our shot. We're not people that are on the sidelines.
No.
We're getting in the game. We're not risking anything.
Yeah.
And speaking of people, we actually haven't talked about pop culture that much on the pod because, we've got a lot of ground to cover. But for some reason, when I said getting in the game, my mind, because of the Lady Gaga, like all of it went to like...
Love game?
Let's play a love game. No, I was thinking about Katy Perry getting in the space shuttle, getting in the game.
Another iconic Super Bowl halftime performance.
Because she's trying to get back in the game and it's just not what
the girls are on tour. Gaga's on tour. We can't wait to go. But we do have to talk about Catherine Hudson in space.
First of all, Christian singer Catherine Hudson.
Yes.
She started strong.
Yeah.
And maybe that was a sign of the time.
Yeah.
And I will defend Prism.
I will defend Teenage Dream.
And here we are, two people that will defend two albums that were incredible. Unconditionally changed me.
Yeah.
We are here to say that we are not fully shitting on the entire discography of Katy Perry.
No.
She hasn't done a goddamn thing right since those albums.
I am hopeful. I am very hopeful. But the whole space thing to me has been so hilarious. I kept saying, I was like, why does everyone have a trinket? One, the picture of her with the daisy is going to forever make me LOL. And then second, the fact that everybody was wanting her to sing Roar or Firework, and she just chose Louis Armstrong's What a Wonderful World.
I did not clock that part because I kind of blocked that out. But why wouldn't she have sang E.T.?
I mean,
you're so magnetizing.
Okay, so the whole thing, I think it's totally, it has to be. It's totally connected to like her wanting to launch her like space themed tour.
Yeah, desperation.
Right. So in space, she had this butterfly that had her set list. And she was like, I'm taking my set list and I'm launching my set list in space. The photos, you can't see shit. You can't
it's like
see
us
shit.
in the dark room at the underwear
honey.
party.
No,
like the selfies we take. Like that's what
I
took.
zoomed in. I was like, oh, I can't wait for that one. Like you literally cannot see it. It is so funny. But, and you know what, Katie, I probably would be doing the exact same thing.
Listen,
I would probably be trying so hard. And
I respect the hustle, but also, babe, when do you just invest and retire? But what killed me was the video that you sent.
Oh, I know.
me. I can't stop thinking about it.
So Katy Perry's on the Lifetimes tour. And
because this is her last lifetime.
And it is all space themed, and she is trying, honestly, Pink's trademark lawyers need to get on this. They are busy.
That was
because she is flying through the arenas.
That was my response to you when you sent this. I said, Pink is somewhere laughing out loud.
Like,
because talk about someone that I think, what is it called? Like acrobatics?
Aerial performance. Yeah, Cirque du Soleil.
Facts, not feelings. But yeah. Pink has it on fucking lock.
Absolutely.
Katie?
Yep.
Baby.
She's trying. And you know what? Something, we got to give it up for the attempt.
You know,
and
yes.
I love the vision, but there's some execution issues.
And
there are some execution.
Even think about it.
So she's like,
she hasn't rehearsed. She was too busy getting ready to go to space to rehearse for the tour.
Exactly. So, which is a risk in my mind. I'm like, okay, so you're going to set this whole tour and then go to space. Like, what if something bad happens? The tour's fucked. Like
Babe,
JT. Wait, what does JT? What did Justin Timberlake say? What about the world tour? Or like, what did he say when he got a DUI? I can't remember.
Katie would be better off with a DUI.
Well, she does
You can get that expunged. You can.
Honey, I know about some expungement. Anyway. Expunge this. So obviously Katie has some iconic music videos, there's no doubt.
Yeah,
including
and she's always been one for the theatrics.
Rice.
Rice. Miss Arkansas County Rice. Katy Perry. Welcome to the stage, Katy Perry.
Right. But there's something else in the culture that has been circulating among the gay community, and it has been something that is known among us for so long and core to our culture.
Who we are.
Exactly. But recently, Christopher Rosa from GQ wrote a piece about gay guy music video night. And originally, there was also a piece written on Grindr editorial about this. So I do wonder the origins of this. But Christopher Rosa wrote a very funny piece about gay guy music video night and what it means to like have all of your queer friends over and just obsess over your divas, the funny things, all these music videos and YouTube clips that really everyone connects over and that creates such connected tissue across people, even if you're so different from somebody else in the room.
And also, these videos, it's like watching for the first time. Every time. And if you get to share it with someone new, there's nothing better. It might as well be Christmas.
No, honey,
he's risen and he's sharing videos.
Okay, I didn't think my love language was giving gifts, but I love giving the gift of a new music video or YouTube clip.
Yes, and you gave that gift to me, and this is now in the fold.
Yes.
Katy Perry trying to run through space, like climbing on rocks that are supposed to be humans, like she's in space and missing.
Yeah.
She was like flailing.
Honey, she did not have gravity on her side.
But that is instantly in, and we love gay music video night. We have shared it with many people.
100%.
On my birthday.
Yes.
We shared it with Blake and Molly and Kate. And it's just something special.
So part of connecting with the people in gay guy music video night, and it's obviously it's not just limited to gay guys, it is like queers, but if you're doing it with culture gays, and it is such a connected thing. And I love the title of the piece that he wrote is the Cathartic Ecstasy of Gay Guy Music Video Night.
Cathartic Ecstasy,
honey,
is correct.
So if you were to pick 3 videos for gay guy music video night, what are you showing?
Okay.
And this doesn't have to be your top 3, but it's like in the must watch.
So the one that has changed my life the most recently, James Loop showed to me. And it's Liza Minnelli.
Oh, honey.
And to that we say,
Happy birthday, Liza. To you, mama.
So I think that it's now called MetLife, but it was called something else then. And it's like a tribute to New York City, like the anniversary of blah, blah, blah. And this bitch is coked the fuck up. And she is on stage solo in a red fringe sequin jumpsuit singing New York, New York. And I could go for days about this, but there are two things that I want to point out. One of them is at one point, she literally winds up her arm. And that's who I am. Like,
yes.
When I need to pump myself up, I'm doing the Liza whine. And then the other thing that she does is you think the song's over. That bitch says from the fucking top and goes again and keeps fucking going.
I
want to be a part of it.
Honey, absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal one of mine because we're talking about Liza and you're talking about a red sequin number. Honey, let's talk about the red sequin number that she was selling on Home Shopping Network.
HSN?
At which year, I cannot tell you, but
TB
just
determined.
look up.
TB determined.
TB determined. Look up Liza HSN best of. That's my Google search. And you will find the best 4 minutes from Home Shopping Network of her in her elder age talking about how she just had a knee replacement and so how she began to think of clay and create this amazing TBD line of sequin outfits. And it's just her going off, responding to the callers. And it is literally...
Oh, you're my mentor too.
You're my mentor too. And
hi, Georgia.
So we talked about this in one of the accessorizing episodes where she talks about draping something over your arm and then dropping it just mid-conversation.
Just drop it over your shoulder.
And literally, it is so iconic to have someone living their truth on Home Shopping Network.
It's one of the greatest gifts that you've ever given me. And one of my favorite parts is when they bring something out and she's like, oh, no, I didn't want to show that one.
I don't want to sell this.
And she says, and the host says, which part? Oh, no, all of it.
The whole thing. The whole thing. And it's also perfect for breaking up the rhythm of all music videos, having a hilarious moment, and then jumping right back into the icons. What's your next one?
Okay, my next one is the Prince tribute by the cast of The Color Purple, the most recent revival with Cynthia Erivo, Jennifer Hudson. And the video that I've found is like filmed on #shot on iPhone. And it's kind of grainy and it's kind of all of these things. But Jennifer Hudson comes out and she speaks about what Prince meant to music.
Yeah.
And what Prince meant to Black culture and what Prince meant to all of these things. And then they sing Purple Rain in a way that I might cry right now. Like Cynthia opening it up, never meant to cause you any trouble, never meant to cause you any pain. And then the way Jennifer Hudson, by the end of it, has ripped off part of her outfit, has thrown the cards, and is singing, that is spiritual. You want to talk about someone that's risen? That is risen. That's something I can believe in. That's something that is spiritual. And it is just... absolutely takes me out. I showed it to my dad.
I mean, oh my God, stop. Honey, that's what you have to do. You have to show people the iconic things. I made my dad watch Homecoming on Netflix. Yes.
Also, something that I showed my dad that's not on my list, but could be is Sasha Velour, the finale with the rose petals.
I mean...
like, I was like, Dad, this is what gays do.
Yeah.
Well...
we try. Yeah, we try.
Okay, what's another one on yours?
Okay, this is also my number one that usually kicks off the entire night. Is Telephone, Lady Gaga featuring Beyonce.
Yes.
It's a like 7 to 9 minute masterpiece that references Thelma and Louise, Kill Bill. Like she's got Diet Coke cans in her hair.
So good.
She is our brand integration queen with Virgin Mobile, plentyoffish.com.
Yeah.
Like it is so...
What's that medication? The migraine medication that she's the face of?
Oh God, what is that?
Title holders, let us know.
Oh, I cannot think of what that is. But you know what? She is paying for the music video, and we appreciate it. And they keep referencing a part 2 because at the end they see to be continued.
Yes.
And at the Mayhem press conference that she did with all of her fans, she referenced it. And then apparently the visuals from Cowboy Carter tour are referencing a telephone situation. Although I feel like it is one of those things that's continued to be referenced of like we want a part 2. And I want it so bad, but I also don't want it because I want it.
There's no way those two women could disappoint us. And don't think that way.
You're right, but I would never. My expectations are high, I guess, in a sense. But like, I would love to be surprised. But it's so iconic. I
mean, it's so good,
and so many one-liners. Which, you know what they say about trust? Honeybee. Wait. She goes. Wait,
you clearly don't.
No, wait. Well, iconically, Gaga goes, once you kill a cow, you got to make a burger. And like, that's queer-coded.
I mean, honestly, and a great segue into actually, I now have more than just a few to choose from. Beyonce at the Roseland Ballroom.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you showed me this not long. That was the first time I saw it not long ago.
Speechless.
That's an honorable mention.
Also, Lady Gaga, Bang Bang.
Oh.
I was 5 and he was 6. Bang bang, you shot me down. Bang bang.
She's wearing that Cher
wig, big ass wig, and the red bodysuit. But the other thing, while we're on Gaga, when I need people to know her range, tribute to The Sound of Music.
Oh my God. It's
everything Gaga is and will always be.
The range. Okay, my last one, and I'm just going to do it very quickly. So my last one is Robin at Alexander Palace on her Honey tour, where she does the best of, but she does this clip where she's singing Dancing on My Own, and it's just the back shot of her wearing this fabulous like red lace outfit, and she's got a George Washington ponytail because her hair is so short. And
R.I.P. George Washington.
She's just listening to the crowd,
you.
And all of the people in the audience are going, I'm in the corner.
Oh,
and
yes.
It is so, I get goosebumps every time watching it because she's an icon. And that's what rounds out my top 3.
Okay, well, I love that. And I gave more than 3. And also I'm going to add something else. There are also reality TV shows from the early days that are only available on YouTube. One of which is the Anna Nicole Smith Show. And one of my favorite party tricks, David and I love to do this, is show people the Anna Nicole Smith holiday episode where she has her whole family and like throws this big party. And first of all, RIP to Anna Nicole.
Yeah, RIP
and
Anna.
We are so sorry for the treatment that the world gave you. Queer Coded Country supports Anna Nicole Smith.
100%.
And we support the holiday episode where they're doing karaoke and her cousin is like probably on meth. And like it's a whole spiral and it's so fucking sad. But oh my God.
Also
it's so
like
good.
Made for great TV.
And that like, I mean, I was in it with Anna Nicole Smith. So Newlyweds on YouTube, like all of these reality TV shows are also something. It's not a music video. It's not a clip. It's an ongoing viewing. But if you're out there and you want some entertainment, some OG reality is on YouTube, which is like also a big part of our queer coded journey.
100%. So if we're going to start talking about TV, reality TV, I think we do need to cover some things that have been in the culture recently.
Yeah. Well, also we're catching up.
Yeah.
And part of catching up is like what's going on.
Yes.
And
totally. Honestly,
seriously,
that's facts.
Facts are facts.
Part of part of catching up is what's going on. And Hunter, you've never said anything so true. And honestly, period.
Don't. And for us as people, speaking for myself, I don't really read. What's going on is my stories. my television shows.
Oh yeah, what are your stories?
And an intersection of my stories and my television shows is White Lotus.
I mean, honey, it's been over, but we need to catch up because it is core to the culture of queer coded country.
Piper, no.
Because Parker Posey as Victoria Ratliff on White Lotus is a woman we know.
We know her, and I actually have a very specific friend whose mother is her, and I would never put them on blast like this, but we fucking know her.
Oh my God.
You want to live in Taiwan?
Yeah, banging bongos in Times Square? Like, oh,
literally my future.
God.
I literally would love to do that.
It is so... She did such a good job with that and portraying wealthy people in the South and some of their privilege.
Oh.
And her even, I also kind of appreciated the fact that she, well, the character honestly is like, I don't know if I could ever live without money.
I don't have the will.
No, no, literally, it is so a capture of modern Southern people and culture.
It is so good. Mike White, brilliant.
Yes.
But you know what I want to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Speak on it.
I want to talk about the incest.
Let's talk about
the brothers.
Uh-huh.
First of all, I named my AI chatbot Lachlan.
Well, iconic name. Honestly, all of them have amazing names. I love the name Saxon.
Saxon. Wait.
And Piper. Wait.
Queer.
That was gonna. If I was born a girl, my mom was gonna name me Piper.
Peter Piper picked a pepper.
Honey, she sure did.
Okay, but actually, producer Sammy, pin this episode about Southern names because I could go for days. I have a list. But what I want to say is people went absolutely insane over the incest storyline, whatever. You guys, it's television. It's meant to make you feel stuff. Also, what I want to say, as a sex positive person that maybe has dabbled in the incest porn, it's fucking fantasy. You can fantasize and look at these things and not want to fuck your brother and all of these things. The internet went so crazy and I was like, can y'all just fucking chill? Mike White described White Lotus as edging people. And I'm like, that's exactly what it is. And I love the incest storyline.
It was provocative.
I'm provocative.
Yeah.
I love to be.
It was very agent provocateur.
But also, back to the reality of it all is that they openly talked about how he told them to watch Southern Charm, that family specifically, to understand what it's like.
Connectivity. God, you're a segue queen.
Oh, I once did a Segway tour through the Capitol.
Honey, wait.
Honey,
we need to have a whole episode about that. You're going to have to subscribe for Patreon for that.
Yeah, put that's behind the paywall, honey. But no, we love reality TV.
Yeah.
So much happening right now. Summer House, Paige and Hannah having their moment. I've been a Paige stan from day one.
Oh,
I knew
absolutely.
that she was going to get over the Perry of it all and she was going to move on and be who she is. And in so many ways, Paige is having a queer experience. She's doing what's right for herself. She's not being bound to societal pressures, to societal norms. She's saying, this is who I want to be. This is what I stand for. And that's queer coded.
And she talked about it on Giggly Squad about how a big source of her about what she was going through over the last year was anxiety.
Yeah.
And about how she realized that anxiety, the source of anxiety was not being authentic to yourself. And that is a very queer experience, is like realizing that my anxiety about like, if I'm not out or if I'm figuring out my sexuality or whatever, like that is a very queer experience about like, am not feeling like I'm connected to myself in a way and I'm doing things that aren't connected to me.
Yes.
And
it feels inauthentic and that creates anxiety because you're trying to live two lives.
And to make the choices for you that celebrate you and put you on the path to being the most authentic version of yourself.
And align with who you are and what you want and what you've worked for.
Yeah.
well, Queer Coded Country stands Paige Sorbo. She's a title holder, whether
100%.
she knows it or not.
Literally.
We love reality TV.
Yep.
And to bring us home
Yep.
on this,
Speak on it.
have you seen the trailer for Honey Boo Boo's Lifetime original movie?
Oh, I have, Mama. I am Honey Boo Boo.
I mean, one, queer coded pageants.
Yes.
It is connected to our core. In many ways, we wish we were Honey Boo Boo.
100%.
And in many ways, we have empathy for Honey Boo Boo.
Absolutely.
You know, I Googled, I was like, what was the rise and fall? Like, what was the true rise and fall?
Yeah.
And listen, let's be honest. Did we love toddlers and tiaras? Yes.
Yeah.
Do we love pageants? Yes. Do we recognize that it's exploitation of children and that we as queer men are called groomers and that we are overly sexual when we've got little girls dancing on stage in skimpy outfits and shaking their ass and saying insane things? Yes.
Look everywhere.
But you know what I love about it?
What?
The motherfucking movie's narrated by Honey Boo Boo. You want to know what a queer coded country theme is? Taking something that hurts you, taking something that you didn't have control over, taking something that happened to you that made you feel certain ways and reclaiming it and telling your story. And who knows the production quality that Lifetime Originals will put behind this, but fuck yes, that she's getting to tell her story on her terms about things that happened to her and how it affected her life, and that she's telling her own goddamn story.
Hunter, can I just tell you something?
I would love you to.
You just extemporaneously spoke on that.
Oh my God, I'm an extemporaneously speaker now.
Oh my God, you were so close. You were so close to saying it. No, but seriously though, you're so right in terms of like, it's not unlike kind of what we're doing in terms of like speaking on our experience and bringing our stories are very important to the fabric of our lives and our community, and just like Honey Boo Boo's community, which I don't know what it is, but
but in so many ways, things were projected onto her. And I don't doubt for a minute, and we'll find out on May 17th when it airs, because you bet you better know I am tuned in, turned
watch
up,
party,
seated. But, you know, I don't doubt that there was joy and fulfillment in Honey Boo Boo being the personality that she was. What I don't think was always a choice is how she was exploited, or the choices that Mama June made.
Yeah.
Mama June had her rise and fall, honey.
Yeah.
She was dating a sexual predator. Tell me how that's not connected to exploitation of children, and who's the predator and who's the groomer. Fucking, okay. Whoa. But it's like, you know, they're just like us. There are parts of all of that she was probably all in on and loved and probably carries with her.
Yeah.
But there are parts of it that were fucked up that happened to her. And she was so young that she didn't have the tools or the ability to speak for herself.
Yeah.
And listen, I hope I'm not proven wrong. And I hope that it isn't some fucked up whatever.
Yeah.
But like, when I saw that, I was like, this is no different than what we're doing.
Yeah.
She is speaking from her voice, her control over what happened to her, how it affected her life, and how she wants to navigate the world moving forward, given everything that was in her past.
Well, no, 100%. That's a queer coded experience of like being young and being so innocent that you are just being your authentic self and being lauded for it. And then having people project their expectations and their hopes and dreams and their like morals or whatever onto you, and then having to grapple with that and manage like, how do I go from here? What are people thinking of me? Like, that is a very queer experience.
Yes. Well, hey, I had more to say, but shit, I'm drunk. We're having a good time.
Do you have any parting shots?
My parting shot is that I've missed you, and it's good to be back.
I know.
And there's so much good to come. And like, I love you.
I love you.
And I see you glowing. And I see you thriving. And I've missed looking through my red skin, sunglass eyes into yours to tell our story.
I feel like even like after we've been going through this, I feel like it has subdued a little bit. Like I feel like you're morphing in front of me.
Am I glowing more?
You're morphing in front of me.
Thanks, Sienna.
My parting shot, I have two.
Oh,
One
wow.
is that the girls are reemerging. We are coming out of the dark period
in the streets.
that is late winter, early spring, figuring out what our next few months are going to look
You
like.
thought I was feral before title holders?
Honey.
Just you wait.
My second parting shot is that obviously, similar to Honey Boo Boo, we relate to their culture. We want to know what other people's culture around their queer coded experiences are. Like, what are the listeners experiencing? What did they grow up with in terms of their queer experiences?
We want to hear from the title holders.
Or even if they were straight and had queer experiences, like what is a little bit gay that you grew up with? And we want to know. So in future episodes, we are going to start having moments, callers in, voicemails, notes, emails from people about what is queer coded about their country.
And we're accepting topics or things that you'd like to hear us speak on.
Exactly.
Anything you might want to hear me extemporaneously speak on, submit to howdy@queercodedcountry.com or just DM us, honestly.
That's howdy@queercodedcountry.com.
One more time for those in the back, howdy@queercodedcountry.com.
And on that note, I think it's time for Yeehaw to Yes Queen.
Oh my God, I've missed this.
I know, me too.
I missed this. This is the part of the show where producer Sammy will reveal to us things that we must rate on a scale of Yeehaw to Yes Queen. And a reminder that Yeehaw nor Yes Queen are bad. It's just what it is.
Yep.
It's part of who we are.
He is risen.
Well, let me speak on this one because
okay, I'll let you have the floor.
He is risen is yes, Queen. Because want to know what we need to be risen at a gangbang?
Honey, I think it's Yes Queen too, because talk about a reveal.
Oh my God.
Talk about a reveal.
Talk about a comeback.
Yeah, no.
Honey, a PR move.
Bitch.
A revival.
A PR move. I can't. Sharper image. Honey, Yes Queen, abso-fucking-lutely, because they had every invention that you could ever want. If you want something that's sitting on your neck to cool yourself while you're in the farm fields, we got it. If you want a 6 CD changer, we got it. If you want a heater for your room, we got it. And I don't remember if it was actually Arkansas based, but I think the CEO of it originally was from Arkansas. Let me correct myself from earlier.
Well, I feel like I have nothing to add to Sharper Image. Well, I'm going to let you take that one.
Segway tours.
Well, honey, you're riding.
This is really
you're
tough.
You're riding.
So what?
And that's yeehaw, because you're riding.
Oh, see, I was going to say it was yeehaw too, just because it is... I don't know what the word is.
I don't either, but you know what makes it a little Yes Queen is that if I was on one, and I didn't do this then, but I would be going, toot, toot, beep, beep. There's something cunty, but also chuggy about being on a Segway tour. But what are we touring, honey?
TBD.
What are we touring? Honestly, are we touring the Palace of Versailles, honey? Or are we touring
Imagine
the Capitol?
The Palace of Versailles on a Segway. I'd do it.
Baby, I toured it on a golf cart.
I mean, well, okay, VIP. Well, thank you for listening. And as always, you can rate, review, subscribe. Please follow us on Instagram,
DM
YouTube.
us, all the things.
We appreciate everything. And
with
to that we say y'all come back now.
No, you fucked it up again. We ding. And
Sammy knows that I didn't fuck it up.
No, we do ding.
No, it goes, y'all come back now. You're queer.
Damn it. See, this is why we shouldn't take breaks. And with that, we say, y'all come back now. You're queer.
Queer Coded Country is created and hosted by Hunter Poole and Tucker Travis. Produced and edited by Sammy Junio.